Hey everyone, Count Vams here for our latest episode, which is called For and Against, where we're going to have two sides of an argument over something in wargaming, basically. And this particular topic is going to be For and Against Specialty Dice. So we're going to have our magnanimous purple vamps here, who will be arguing the For side, and will always be arguing For. And we're going to have our bit of a misanthrope red vamps who will be arguing the against side in each video. Now, I should probably also preface this by saying that a lot of this stuff I've just sort of gotten off different Reddit forums and stuff like that about people who have problems or really enjoy certain mechanics. So I'm just going to sort of break them down and put them all into one video with a bit of my own twist. But at the end of the day, remember, this is all just fun, and it's just to have a discussion about these particular topics. So don't take anything too serious that Purple or Red Vamp says. Remember, they're just having a bit of a ribbon of each other. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into our first topic that was picked by Purple Vamps. Specialty dice are fun. Hello, I'm Purple Vamps, and I'm here to talk about why specialty dice are fun. I think that they add a wow factor into the game and draw people in. They also make it easy to learn symbols instead of having to remember a whole bunch of tables and maths and adding extra bonuses to dice rolls. Specialty dice also add mechanics into the game that regular tables and dice rolls just can't do easily. For example, the shift dice in Gaslands can easily be rolled and you immediately know the symbol. That's the shift symbol. That's the hazard symbol. You can't do that easily if you're not rolling the specialty dice. The other thing is that tables can't quite replicate exactly what specialty dice do. If we take command dice from Mantic's Firefight, each d6 is slightly different based on the color and have different amounts of command swords on them, which add to your command points. So black dice can actually have blank sides, which means you don't get those command points if you roll a blank side. While the orange dice, the best dice, you roll it and you always get at least one sword, but you have the chance of getting 3 instead, so that's 3 command points. This means that there's an actual benefit to getting better commanders instead of just taking all very basic commanders. So I think it would be very hard to replicate that on the fly using a table. Hey man, I'm Red Vamps, and I'm here to tell you why specialty dice suck. The wow factor for wargaming has never been dice, man. It's always been about the miniatures. The miniatures is what gets people at a table. Dice should be universal. It's a hassle to try and get all these additional dice on the table. Also, what's wrong with tables, man? Tables have been a staple in wargaming for decades now. Then there's never been any problem beforehand, but suddenly in the modern era they're a drag. There's nothing wrong with having an easy read table in a rulebook, preferably on the back page. Oh, and what's this in the rulebooks? Oh, that's right. Here's a conversion table for specialty dice to regular dice. So you don't even need to buy the specialty dice. You can just get the regular dice. So what's the point in having specialty dice in the first place? I mean, specialty dice is just another thing the game company can sell to us along with the rulebook and the miniatures. Okay, so both of them have made their argument for why specialty dice are fun. So we'll move on to topic number 2 at this point, which is put forward by Red Vamps. And this is, it's a logistical nightmare. You know what the biggest annoyance of specialty dice is? Carrying them around. This is my topic, logistics. You're already carrying around tokens, tape measures, regular dice, and whatever else you need to run a game. But then you need to clear more space for specialty dice? Like, if I only play Mantic's Firefight, yeah, sure, one set of specialty dice is not crazy, but if I play Mantic's, Gaslands, and Star Wars Legion, I'm suddenly carrying, like, 30 extra dice just to be able to play a game, man. Like, Why should I have to make additional room in my case? I already have 3 armies, a rulebook, and my normal dice box. Now I gotta get an extra large toolbox to carry all my dice in as well? That's just ridiculous. Like, what are they thinking? I think my learned friend here is really overstating how bad the logistics on these dice are. Finding space for dice can be annoying, but for many of these you only need maybe 6 to 10 dice. In Gaslands, for example, you need 6 shift dice. In something like Bloodfields, you maybe need 10 dice. In Mantic's Firefight, at most you'll have 6 to 7 command dice, and that's quite a lot of command dice. We're already carrying around a bunch of stuff, so what's the problem with a slightly larger dice box? I mean, at the end of the day, we're already carrying miniatures, tape measures, and all that stuff. 6 additional dice for a couple of extra games is really not going to make a huge difference. And as far as the cost goes, it's really not that bad. Yes, for something like Star Wars Legions, I will admit, $45 can seem like a steep uphill climb. But at the end of the day, you get a lot for that $45. You get the tokens and a bunch of additional things that you need, as well as a full set of dice. But for something like Mantic's Firefight, a set of command dice is $15. It's not exactly a huge amount of money to slap down on the table. You're already buying rules, so what's 6 extra dice? Wow, wasn't that a bit of a nail biter? Okay, so let's just get straight into the third topic, put forward by Purple Vamps, which is they are great at getting beginners into the game. One of the biggest hurdles getting into wargaming, well, it's the price, but the second one is maths and memorization of rules. Specialty dice make that easier. It's much easier to memorize a symbol than trying to give a -2 and then a +1, unless it's a Sunday in a swamp, then it's -3. I know that's hyperbole, but at the end of the day, that's what it feels like to a new player. You have to memorize all these special rules of your own armies and of other armies, and then you have to memorize countless what-if scenarios to do with the dice. And possibly even tables. Specialty dice take the pressure off from new players, and we can focus on the game once and for all. Yeah, less time you spend in the rules, the more time you have for the table. Seriously, beginners? That's what we're shooting for? I mean, don't get me wrong, getting new players into a game is great. But the rules separate the tourists from the actual wargamers, man. If someone can't be bothered to sit down and learn the rules, then they shouldn't be playing the games. Tables are a part of the job that Specialty Dice have, and tables just do it better, man. They're so much easier. You don't have to worry about learning new symbols and stuff like that. It's just straightforward numbers. And also, who's adding -3 to a dice roll for a swamp? Come on. At most, bonuses stack maybe two each a piece. It's not a crazy amount of bonuses. If you can't keep track of that many bonuses, I mean, come on. Like, maybe go play Fallout or some crap like that, right? We should be focusing on making war games about the community and not someone who likes shiny dice, man. Okay, boys, well, you've both made very good arguments for the first 3 topics, so if you want to give some closing statements, we can take it from there. At the end of the day, Specialty Dice make the game more fun, easy to learn, and have little impact on the logistics of transporting war games. They are a great way to get people to play so that they can get into more complex games in the future. You can show that you can easily pick up these great dice and just roll them, and it brings new players in to look and see and feel, and they think, oh, that was really cool, that was the game with the cool little dice with the little symbols. They stand out. And the thing is, no one starts wargaming as a wargamer. They become one through play. Spare dice are just a pain that had extra screwing around for the game. Extra cost and even additional logistics Even a small amount can have a massive change to how someone is able to transport their game. People may not start out as wargamers, but it's not hard to become one if you're willing to actually put the effort in. You don't need dice with pretty pictures on them to get you there either. Okay, and that's all she wrote, wargaming fans. Well, I think we had a pretty good discussion here about the positives and negatives of Specialty Dice, so I'm going to come out with my personal opinion on Specialty Dice now. And basically, when it boils down to it, I like Specialty Dice. I think they're cool. I think they add a bit of extra flavor into games, and they do certainly make some mechanics that would be a bit difficult to put on tables much easier by just rolling dice. Now, that being said, there are, of course, downsides to it, but I just think those downsides don't outweigh the upside of Specialty Dice. Do I want every game to have Specialty Dice? No, I don't think that would be very good, but the games that do have Specialty Dice generally do a really good job of putting those things forward. So, for me, Specialty Dice is a yay, but if you feel that they are a nay, feel free to leave a comment. And if you enjoyed this discussion, drop me a like, and that would be fantastic for the channel. And also, if you agree, feel free to also leave a comment. That's completely fine. I'm open to having a bit of a chin wag in the comment section. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Now, upcoming video, we have the Pirates playthrough that I did with my partner and son. That should be released hopefully Friday this week, so 4 days from this video's release. And I am going to talk about what's up with the background, as some of you may have noticed. Bit of a new one. That will be its own video. It'll be a short video though, so it may even be a short, but yeah, it'll just be a quick look at the room. There still needs a few tweaks here and there before I'm going to put it up, so that may be a week or so, maybe next Friday, possibly, like the Friday after. Not that it would take that long, but, it'll just be a sneaky little video during the week. Okay, guys, have a good one. I'll catch you next time. Bye.